Cyclone Biparjoy left a trail of destruction in Gujarat after it made landfall on Thursday night. Its intensity reduced from a very severe cyclonic storm to severe cyclonic storm after it hit land and is now headed towards Rajasthan. Heavy rainfall will continue tomorrow as well. 2 people were killed before the cyclone made landfall, while 23 were injured. Around 800 trees were uprooted, 500 houses were damaged, and power supply has been disrupted in over 1,000 villages. Here's a ground report.
Low-lying areas near the sea coast have been affected the most because of the Biparjoy cyclone. Now what you see over here is a village in a low-lying area, and the force in which the water can be seen in this area shows the impact that the cyclone has. Now the villagers have asked us not to go ahead. There are more rooms, there are more houses over there, but the water has a lot of force, and at the same time, since there's a lot of things over there and the water is also deep, we are going there. But even over here, what you see, I'll ask, sir, aap aa sakein to people's houses are being also impacted. People who stay over here are being impacted. आराम से आइएगा, यहाँ पे force है ज़्यादा, संभल के आइएगा. So even you see at the force of the water, that's present over here. आपका घर है ये तो पानी भर रहा है, तो क्या करेंगे अभी आप लोग?
पानी अभी तो पानी इतना नहीं है, आएगा तो कुछ सुरक्षित जगह पे जाना पड़ेगा.
तो ये पानी कम है आप कह रहे हैं? आगे क्या और भी है इसका असर?
आगे बहुत है पानी, अभी आगे बहुत है.
अच्छा,
लेकिन वो क्या है कि आगे का पुल है ना, पुल के अंदर कचरा बढ़ जाता है ना, तभी ये पानी का घेराव आता है, नहीं तो पानी सुरक्षित चला जाता है.
लेकिन इतना फोर्स में ये पानी आ रहा है, तो अभी आप लोग यहाँ से हट क्यों नहीं रहे हैं? या अभी और आगे अभी जाने का सोच रहे हैं कहीं पे?
नहीं,
पानी भरेगा तो क्या करोगे?
अभी ऐसा नहीं है, ये पूरा पानी का लेवल अभी आगे का रोड है ना, उसका पूरा लेवल है. उसके लेवल के बहुत पानी आएगा तभी ये ऊपर जाएगा, नहीं तो नहीं जाएगा.
तो तब तक आप लोग यहीं पे रहेंगे और सामान ये सब को क्या करेंगे आप?
उसको ऊपर रख देंगे,
ऊपर रख देंगे. तो what you see over here, as you heard, that he is saying that the force they are expecting is will be in a similar way, at least as of now, and the force that you see is at the houses as well. We have been asked to stay away, and if you look at the force of water over here, you will be able to understand that this is not a river where we are present. This is a proper society, a village in Mandvi, which is in a low-lying area.
Cyclone Biparjoy has passed the coast of Gujarat, but its aftermath and impact continues to be on the ground. Many people are right now being evacuated as they have lost their homes. This is one truck which is right now taking these people, as all these people who have been living in the low-lying areas, their house has completely destroyed. Right now I have with me one of the women who is crying, and she is saying that her house has completely collapsed. माता जी, आप कहाँ से हैं आप?
लाइजस घर में.
क्या हुआ आपको?
यहाँ बता परिवार से हमारा बता.
क्या हो गया?
यहाँ थी.
आपका घर टूट गया?
हाँ, बता टूट गया घर. काय नहीं, बहन टूट गया, काय नहीं. लेके आए ट्रैक्टर, लेके आए पर छोकरा चढ़ाया मुँह से. काय नहीं.
आपके परिवार वाले ठीक हैं?
परिवार पता ठीक रह गया. पत्थर जो उठ गया, डेला मकान उठ गया. काय नहीं, मकान
पूरा मकान उड़ गया आपका?
पर पूरा मकान उड़ गया. काय नहीं, कहीं तो निसार गया, यहाँ निसार ऊपर बॉडी ऊपर.
Now, there was a massive deployment of emergency teams ahead of the cyclone. 1 lakh people were shifted to shelters. Among them were 500 pregnant women, and 274 babies were born over the last 2 days.
As Cyclone Biparjoy threatened to rip through the coastal areas of Gujarat, hectic and in-time preparations were made to ensure zero or little loss of life. Central and state governments sprung into action, deploying NDRF and state emergency teams to evacuate people from the vulnerable areas and made arrangements to tackle the aftermath. The state administration shifted over 1 lakh people living in coastal areas of 17 districts to safer places.
While the cyclone Biparjoy hit the coast at last night, its impact is clearly visible. There's heavy rainfall and strong winds. Now we will try to show you how powerful this entire cyclone was. Now what you see over here is a huge tree, and this tree has been uprooted because of strong winds. And by these visuals you can understand how powerful the cyclone would have been, that an entire strong big tree has been uprooted and most of the tree is now inside the lake that's present over here.
Among them were over 500 pregnant women who were moved to hospitals in safer locations as a precautionary measure. As cyclone made landfall, bringing with it heavy rainfall and winds, there was some good and heartening news. Kachchh DM told NDTV that 274 of the evacuated women gave birth in the last 2 days. 28-year-old Rasida Javed gave birth to a baby boy just when the eye of the storm hit the Gujarat coast.
तो इतने बड़े तूफान के बीच में आपको अस्पताल लाया गया, क्या-क्या तरीकों की आपको तकलीफें हुई हैं, बताइए रसीदा।
तकलीफ तो मेरे को कुछ नहीं हुआ है इसमें, जब से एडमिट हो तो तब से हाँ सब सुविधा मिला है।
सब सुविधा मिला है। हमारी पूरी टीम, हमारा डॉक्टर, सिस्टर्स, सभी पूरी नाइट यहीं साइक्लोन में अस्पताल में ही थे, कोई भी घर पे नहीं गए।
Another interesting aspect of the preparations was attention to psychological well-being of children who were staying at shelters as Cyclone Biparjoy made landfall. Adults narrated nursery rhymes in Gujarati and also gave small dance performances to engage the children amid the cyclone to relieve tensions. But the most vulnerable have been the worst sufferers of the cyclone. 68-year-old Kachchh lost her house to the cyclone. Her hard-earned money got washed away as she struggled to save her own life.
आपका घर टूट गया है?
पता टूट गया घर, काई नहीं, हम टूट गया, काई नहीं। लेके आए ट्रैक्टर लेके आए पर मैं झुकन चढ़ाया, मुँह से काई नहीं।
आपके परिवार वाले ठीक हैं?
परिवार पता ठीक रह गया, पत्थर उठ गया, बदू जाम, डेला मकान उठ गया, काई नहीं मकान हम।
There is a situation of desperation in the shelter homes. All the shelter homes have run out of electricity. Most of them have also run out of water and food. The government, the authorities on the ground are trying their best to at least set the power back up and bring these shelter homes food and water. But it is extremely important right now to stay indoors and not venture out, because there is a zero casualty as of now and the government is ensuring that that streak remains intact. With camera person Govind in Jakhau, I'm Tanushree Pandey for NDTV.
Now to Manipur, where for over 1.5 months now incidents of violence continue despite efforts by the centre and state to bring peace and normalcy. 2 ministers' houses have been attacked in the last couple of days, and incidents of violence, arson have continued. While people are facing many challenges, one of the major problems is the internet shutdown for the last 45 days. Ratnadeep Chaudhary reports.
Yet another extension of the internet ban in Manipur, as ethnic tensions refuse to listen. This means more bad news for people like 39-year-old national award-winning documentary filmmaker Meena Longjam, whose professional life has been hit big time because of the internet ban. She has missed online entries to many global film festivals.
The option available for me now is, I wanted to check it out, the media center at Landfall, the IPR, where maybe I could go and check out, the films that, how many films festivals are around at this time and how many films that I missed because of the internet ban in Manipur.
The latest government order has extended the internet ban in Manipur till June 20. Internet was first stopped on May 3 when clashes first broke out. Since then, for a month and a half, Manipur is shimmering, the situation going out of hand multiple times.
In this recent order, the Manipur government says the continued tension has left it with no option but to extend the internet ban multiple times.
The continued internet ban in Manipur has hit all sections of society.
It instills a fear in our mind that we are lagging behind compared to other students from other states in this competitive race. So I would like to appeal to the government to just ban the social medias, apps and all, and leave the internet open for educational purposes and other health purposes or any other essential things.
The government has opened up a facility for the public to surf internet during the curfew relaxation. In the remote, rural areas, particularly Manipur's hill districts, internet is a crucial element in governance and in the daily life of citizens. In Churachandpur, the epicenter of the initial days of violence, banks, cyber cafes and even mobile research centers are shut.
Until the establishment of internet connection in our area is done, we will not be able to give any exams nor prepare for any upcoming exams, because most of the syllabus, maybe the preparations, are all obtained from the internet. We are a deprived area. We have most of our academic aspirants has no access to internet.
Even the Manipur Human Rights Commission has urged the state government to consider restoring internet services in Manipur. So far, this has not happened. With BM Sanju in Imphal, in Guwahati, Ratndeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
A day after major violence was reported in 2 districts in West Bengal on the final day of nominations for panchayat polls, today the Governor CV Ananda Bose visited Bhangar and promised action, while the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee hit out at the ISF, blaming the CPM, Congress and its ally for the violence along with the BJP.
West Bengal Governor CV Ananda Bose in Bhangar, a day after violence rocked the area. Over the soon-to-be-held panchayat polls in Bengal, a crucial test before 2024 for both the ruling TMC and the opposition BJP. In Bhangar, ISF workers clashed with TMC supporters over nominations, with 2 deaths reported. The impact of Thursday's violence still evident, as the fire in some of the vehicles set ablaze on Thursday was still not completely put out.
I can assure the people of Bengal, violence will be the first victim in this election. Violence should die a silent death. The peace-loving people of Bengal have a right to exercise their franchise.
At around 100 kilometers away, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee hit out at the local outfit, the ISF that's contesting the polls, accusing them of orchestrating the violence in Bhangar. She also countered the BJP's Trinamool high-handedness charge, saying more nominations were filed by the opposition parties than the Trinamool Congress for the polls.
আর মাত্র 2টো বুথে তার জন্য বলে দিল সব চলে এসো ঢাল টাল নিয়ে তরোয়াল নিয়ে আরে ক্যাচ করা করবে ঢাল তরোয়াল নিয়ে পার্লামেন্ট ইলেকশনে তো হয় সেন্ট্রাল ফোর্সে স্টেট ইলেকশনে তো হয় অনেক অত্যাচার করো জেলায় জেলায়
The BJP has hit out at the Chief Minister for the violence and accused her administration of failing to control law and order, as the state government plans to challenge the Calcutta High Court's decision to deploy central forces across the state for the panchayat elections.
মানুষ প্রতিবাদ করবে, প্রতিরোধ করবে, প্রয়োজনের প্রতিশোধও নেবে। রাজ্য নির্বাচন কমিশন যদি ফ্রি অ্যান্ড ফেয়ার ইলেকশন করাতে চান, তবে কেন্দ্রীয় বাহিনী গোটা রাজ্যে এলে পরে ওনারা ব্যবহার করবেন।
When the nomination process was taking place, the violence took place here. Several cars were set on fire. You can see the smoke still emanating from the embers of these burning vehicles that were set on fire yesterday during the nomination process. There have been allegations and counter-allegations between political parties, but at this point the governor is here taking stock of the situation as the smoke continues to emanate from these vehicles. The governor, of course, trying to understand what exactly transpired here yesterday. With camera person GD Shankar in Bijayganj Bajar in Bhangar, South 24 Parganas district, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
News now from Tamil Nadu, and a fresh flashpoint between the governor and the DMK government there. The governor has not agreed to Senthil Balaji, who was arrested by the ED, continuing as a member of the Council of Ministers as he is facing criminal proceedings, according to a release from Raj Bhavan. His portfolio has been allotted to another minister by the CM. Now, the DMK hit back, saying Balaji is only an accused and charges could be false.
To say that, does the constitution permit him to say who should continue as minister in the cabinet? The constitution does not say that. It is not his prerogative, it is the chief minister's prerogative to appoint ministers. He is just an accused. He is an accused, that's all. He is not, there is no judgment as to his charges. He is not a convict. how can he say that he is being accused false? The accusation may be falsehood.
Let's go across to Sam for more on this story. And Sam, so a fresh flashpoint. Also, what is the latest on Balaji?
The court has denied bail for him, Gargi, and the court has also granted the Enforcement Directorate custodial interrogation of Senthil Balaji from the hospital for 8 days. They can interrogate him till 3 o'clock in the evening, and they have to produce him virtually to the magistrate every day. This comes when the hospital is preparing for a bypass surgery. Chances are the party or the minister may challenge it in the court. Remember, it's also a weekend. The governor, meanwhile, has allowed the chief minister to reallocate the portfolios held by Senthil Balaji to 2 other ministers. But he, in a statement, says he will not agree to the chief minister's point that he will continue, Senthil Balaji will continue as a minister without any portfolios. So it's a flashpoint. Legally, the DMK says the governor has no say in deciding who will be part of the cabinet and who will not. It's completely the prerogative of the chief minister. The statement itself is quite ambiguous. Many say it may not stand legal scrutiny. DMK argues at the moment Senthil Balaji continues to be a minister without any portfolio. And we'll have to wait and watch whether the AD would still get to interrogate Senthil Balaji at the hospital, or will he challenge it and move the court. The hospital statement says they're preparing for a surgery very soon.
All right.
It also, Gargi, raises the question of whether morally is it right for a party to allow a person arrested to continue as a minister, raising questions of propriety and also whether he will be able to tamper or destroy evidence as the opposition alleges.
All right, Sam, thanks so much for joining us there with all the latest developments. Now, Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis today took on former ally Uddhav Thackeray for keeping mum on the Congress, removing Savarkar and Hedgewar from school syllabus in Karnataka. His swipe at Thackeray on his ideology and alliance with the Congress comes 2 months after the Shiv Sena leader had cautioned former Congress chief Rahul Gandhi against insulting Savarkar.
लेकिन मैं सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं उद्धव ठाकरे जी को, जो महाविकास आघाड़ी में कांग्रेस के साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर वहां पर बैठे हुए हैं, कि अब आपकी प्रतिक्रिया क्या है? क्या सत्ता के लिए केवल अल्पसंख्यकों का जिस प्रकार से तुष्टीकरण चल रहा है उसको आप मान्यता देते हैं? क्या ये अपमान वीर सावरकर जी का आप मान्य करेंगे या फिर कुर्सी के लिए केवल समझौता करेंगे? ये मेरा सवाल है.
And here's what Uddhav Thackeray had said earlier to Rahul Gandhi on Savarkar.
गांधींना मला एक सांगायचंय, तुम्ही कन्याकुमारी पासून काश्मीर पर्यंत गेलात, संजय राऊत तिकडे गेले होते, सोबत दिली होती, आम्ही सुद्धा तुमच्या सोबत राहिलो. पण आज जाहीर राहुल गांधींना मी सांगतोय की ही लढाई जी आहे ती लोकशाहीची लढाई आहे. कृपा करून नव्हे तर राहुल गांधींना मी जाहीरपणाने सांगतोय की सावरकर आमचं दैवत आहे, त्यांचा अपमान आम्हाला पटणारा नाही, अजिबात पटणार नाही. आणि म्हणून मी राहुल गांधींना सांगतोय की आपण एकत्र आलो आहोत, जरूर या देशाची लोकशाही वाचवण्यासाठी आलेलो आहोत, या देशाचं संविधान वाचवण्यासाठी आलेलो आहोत. त्याच्यामध्ये कुठे आता फाटे फुटू देऊ नका, मुद्दामून तुम्हाला डिवचलं जात आहे. पण आता जर का वेळ चुकली तर आपला देश हुकुमशाहीकडे गेल्याशिवाय राहणार नाही, हे माझं स्पष्ट मत आहे. तुम्हाला पटते की नाही तुम्ही मला सांगा.
BJP and Congress leaders are fighting a new front line after the Nehru Memorial Museum and Library Society in Delhi has been renamed as Prime Minister's Museum and Library Society, dropping Nehru from the name. Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge alleged Prime Minister Modi and his party are trying to reduce the contributions made by the country's first Prime Minister. He tweeted, "Those who do not have any history, they have gone on to erase the history of others. The ill-fated attempt to change the name of the Nehru Memorial Museum and Library cannot belittle the personality of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the architect of modern India and a fearless guardian of democracy." To this, BJP President JP Nadda replied, In Prime Minister's Sangrahalaya, every Prime Minister has got respect. Section relating to Pandit Nehru has not been altered. On the contrary, its prestige has been enhanced. For a party which rules India for 50 years, their pettiness is really tragic. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot has been on a freebie spree as elections are due in a few months. But now he even said the state government is considering giving cash to women for a smartphone of their choice instead of giving the device under a scheme which is going to be launched on Raksha Bandhan.
Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot crisscrossing the state, inspecting social welfare camps personally. Not only is Mr. Gehlot betting on his social welfare pitch to make a comeback in Rajasthan, but the social welfare camps where people are lining up to get themselves registered for government welfare schemes are also political rallying points. And in a hurry to fulfill promises, Mr. Gehlot recently said if he can't give women voters mobile phones on time, he will give them cash.
हम मान लो फिक्स अमाउंट देंगे उनको, मान लो 5,000 रुपये हम देंगे, मान लो जो हम कैलकुलेशन कर रहे हैं कि कितना हम दे पाएंगे। तो अगर वो कहे मैं तो 10,000 लूँगा तो तेरे अगर पैसे तुम ले लो उसको, और वो 4,000 के लूँगा मैं तो 1,000 रुपये उसके बच जाएंगे। ऐसा हम सोच कर रहे हैं।
The problem is with tenders, like for mobile phones, which could cost the exchequer over 12,000 crores to benefit 1.33 crore women with smartphones and SIMs. The tender process may not make it on time before the election code comes into place. So the government is offering cash. But the BJP says it's bizarre. How can you give cash for schemes and how will the government track where the money is being spent?
ये रेवड़ियां बांटने से कुछ नहीं होगा। इन्होंने पिछली बार भी जब ये इनका शासन था तो अपने आप को मुख्यमंत्री नंबर 1 साबित किया था और कई योजना लेकर आए थे।
4.5 वर्ष में अन्य राज्यों की तुलना में ज्यादा आपने डीजल और पेट्रोल पर पैसा लिया है, वो उनके खातों में डालिए अगर वास्तव में अगर राहत देनी है तो।
It's not just mobile phones. In fact, tenders for tablets or food packets that the Gehlot government wants to hand out may also not make it before the election code comes into place, which puts the government in a fix and therefore the offer of cash instead. Just today, 176 crores was given to 42,000 farmers who had suffered during the lumpy disease. But the big question that the opposition is now asking is, how will the government track where this money is actually being spent? With Virendra Singh Shekhawat in Jaipur, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.